everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today we will be creating a card using the Comfort and Joy collection along with the November stamp of the month from Close to My Heart. So here is just a close-up of the card that we will be creating. You can see it's got a nice big bold sentiment and this really cute coffee cup here down in the corner. Here is a close-up of the stamp of the month. This is called You Warm My Heart. This is the November stamp of the month from Close to My Heart. In the last card that I created, I used this coffee cup right here, and we're going to be showcasing this one up there today. I, again, am using the paper collection from Comfort and Joy, and I went ahead and got these all cut out already, and you can see I got a little bit of tape on there, but no worries, I'm going to be covering that up with the paper anyway. So this sheet right here is the same size as the card base, so this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This sheet right here is 1 1/2 by 5 1/2, and this one right here is 3/4 by 5 1/2. So in my true nature, I'm just going to go ahead and get this glued down, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it to seeing it where I actually want it placed. I typically don't do any measurements in my scrapbooking, and the same thing goes with my card making. I just kind of eyeball it and go from there. So the reason I am creating it just right here on the table right now is because I'm going to be adding this ribbon element to it before I place it on the card front. So on the original card, I used the poinsettia paper and then made that beautiful scarlet color. And I put the sentiment in black. And on this card that we're creating today, I kind of just switched it up. I did the sentiment in scarlet. The cup is actually stamped in black. And then this sheet I just turned around and I am using that beautiful plaid. And I do that from time to time. Just if I'm making a card and I'm making them, quite a few of them, I just kind of change the paper around just to give it a fun new look. Not that I am creating the same thing over and over again. So right here, we are going to place that ribbon. So I'm just going to go ahead, place that on the back. So right there. And then I will go ahead and actually get this taped down to the card front. So typically I like to put a little bit of washi tape down over the ribbon, but I do not have the washi tape on my desk, so I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I have tape right behind it. And I'm just going to place it right on the card base, and these are those awesome card bases that you can get directly from Close to My Heart. So I'll go ahead and get that placed down. To keep the ribbon from moving, I'm just going to use a glue dot. Just right in the middle, just taking one of them, and I am almost out and I'll need to reorder soon. So just taking one of these little glue dots and just kind of adding it behind it. That way the ribbon will actually stay put and I don't have to worry about it shifting. And one little glue dot is really all that you need. So then the element right here where I cut out of the stitched brackets, so these are the stitch scallop brackets right here. I used the larger one. I went ahead and stamped that and cut that out already. It is going to go right about here, but I wanted to add a fun element to the back of it. So I am using the gold embellishment thread. And if you've used the gold embellishment thread before, you know that when you're untying it, I guess, you get these kinks in it just because the way it is wrapped. So what you do is just take a scissors, don't open the scissors, but almost like how you curl ribbon. So you take your scissors and just kind of go over it, and that will actually take the kinks out of it and it becomes nice and straight again. So what I like to do to kind of create these little element bursts is I just put a little bit of tape down and just continuously go around and around, not over the card, but kind of going around in circles just to create that bit of element, but always going back to the little bit of adhesive. That way it kind of sticks down. Go ahead and get that piece right there. That way when you put the element down, that's already stuck. And then you have that really cute kind of background with that string. For this piece though, I wanted to raise it. So what I'm going to do is actually use these little pieces that come from the inside of the shaker windows. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a few on the back. And that way it'll give a nice little bit of dimension. And then I'm also using up the leftovers that I've had from shaker cards that I've created. And then they're already cut, and you know, some of them come in, you know, square shapes, and some of them come in, you know, the wonky shapes when they're at the edge of the circle. So they're really nice to use, especially on oddly shaped items. So I'm going to go ahead and get that little string down before I completely place it. So that element goes right here. The bow will go right about there. And again, to get that on, I'm just going to use a glue dot. I find that the glue dot's the easiest way to glue down ribbon, just because it's a nice, strong adhesive. And then it is also invisible, so you can't really see it behind that little ribbon, which I love. Then the coffee cup is going to go right here with this cute little poinsettia, which I did color with the Spectrum Noir markers. So that's going to go right about there. This will stay flat, so I'm going to go ahead and use the liquid glue on this. And just get that on there. I'm kind of covering the little handle as well. I originally did cut out the handle, but I just didn't like the way it looked. So then we are also going to raise that element up too, just so it kind of matches with the sentiment on top. And then the last part of this is just adding a few gold glitter gems. So I have one right in the middle of that poinsettia. I just think it makes it pop. And then using the odd numbers to kind of create the visual triangle, I put it up in the sentiment. And then on this card, I did it on the other one as well. I used the Toffee Shimmer Brush, which you can see right here, the Toffee. And I'm actually going to color in the coffee. And I just think it gave a really fun color to it. And it almost made it look like it was kind of a swirling effect of the coffee. Almost like the coffee cream was kind of swirling around. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of color that in. And then it adds a little bit of glitter as well. Just going to move my poinsettia up. I probably should have colored it first before laying down the poinsettia, but if I pick it up and kind of lift it over, no one's going to know. So then I kind of just do strokes, long strokes for the coloring, and it gives a nice effect like that coffee is kind of warm and swirling and mixing right with the cream. So here is a close-up of the card that we created today. And then here is the original. So the original, I did add a little bit of gold shimmer around the edge of the bracket, but I think with this one, less is more, and I think it's just because the cup is black as well. But you have the nice fun gold element right here from the embellishment thread, and then it kind of carries your eyes down over to the cup. So here is the two cards that we created using the Comfort and Joy collection along with the November stamp of the month. You can see how this stamp set is super versatile. This would be a really cute Christmas card or even just a just because card, especially for someone who is a coffee warmer or coffee lover. I think they would absolutely adore this. It was a quick and easy card to assemble, and it could easily be mass produced. And again, if you're like me and you just don't want to make the same card over and over again, just go ahead and switch up the inks and maybe switch the color of the pattern paper. Just flip it over. I could have done it on this side as well, but I really liked how the gold or the green worked with the gold embellishment thread, so I wanted to keep that. But I think these are both just equally as cute, and the recipient are definitely going to love it. So thank you as always for joining me. Happy crafting, and I will see you all next time.